to the Trusted Visions podcast. We appreciate you joining us, and we certainly hope you had a great Easter. Hopefully you were able to spend a little time with some family. We wanted to go into a new topic this month, and with regard to the regulatory environment. I know, government. Well, it's something that we can't avoid in our practices, but Jeremy, can you go into a little more detail of some of the pitfalls and maybe stumbling blocks that advisors might face?
John, I hope everybody had a happy Easter and a great weekend. Good point, John. I love that we're bringing up a topic that a lot of people don't even think about, don't even consider, and just it's not even top of mind, nor should it be, so to speak. But we've ran across this example and the importance of it twice in the last month. And so this month, we're really going to focus on the regulatory environment. And I know a lot of advisors and OSJs, you have a clean U4. You don't expect to ever have a customer complaint. You don't ever expect to have an accident or to fail to do something that complies with your broker dealer. The reality is it's an ever more so regulated environment. Policies and procedures are getting tougher and tougher, and it's important that you plan for that unexpected. So I'll give you two examples. Just had an advisor a few weeks ago that was with a broker dealer for quite some time, and come to find out he didn't see the email to finish or complete his continuing education for the year. And he had thought it was a 3-year process where it turned into a 1-year process. And he got himself into somewhat of a pickle of, his broker dealer was like, look, you didn't comply. We're looking at what we're going to do with your U5 and this and that. And so we talked through it, and he did land on his feet, but it can be as minor as that. And to our audience, the importance of understanding if you do get negative things on your U5, it really limits the number of broker dealers, or even any broker dealers, they're going to take you, especially if you're terminated for cause or permitted to resign. And so plan for the unexpected. And I know there's a couple other firms that regularly talk about this, of do your due diligence every 2 to 3 years with the broker dealers out there, not because you're necessarily going to move, but do it so that you can know what's out there. And so that if that unexpected does come, you're ready to pivot and go to the firm that you feel best suits your needs into the future. And so when you're talking to a firm like Trusted Visions or a corporate recruiter or another firm like ours, it's okay to say, I'm not unhappy to the point that I'm looking to leave. I just really want to know what's out there, what's being offered from a payout, pricing, transition money standpoint, technology, culture, M&A space, whatever it may be. But don't go into it with the mindset of that could never happen to me. Because another example of that is, I'm working with an individual now. He got into an accident, and there may be some charges that he's facing that he may end up getting terminated from his broker dealer. And when your broker dealer, I'm not giving you any legal advice, I'm not an attorney by any means, but when your broker dealer comes and says, hey, we're potentially going to mark up your U5, don't just take that as face value, and don't just bow down to what they're suggesting. That can all be negotiated. And because, when a broker dealer puts something on your U5, they have to just justify it with the regulators. And so don't just take it at face value. And if you have to, not that you want to, get an attorney before you allow somebody to put something on your U5, because that will carry with you throughout your career. And it could change the dynamics of even what broker dealer you can go to should that happen. The next thing I would suggest, and advice I'd give to our audience, is check your emails and check your broker dealer's dashboard for things that are coming up and due, whether it's your continuing education, whether you have NIGOs on the board that haven't been cleared in weeks, whether there's marketing correspondence that you haven't submitted. Make sure that you're checking that regularly and routinely. And I know a lot of people would say, well, I'm not really that technology savvy. Well, in today's world, that's how the majority of these broker dealers communicate with you. Don't ignore an alert. Don't ignore something on your dashboard that's been lingering. Make sure that you're checking it regularly and routinely, because if you're not, in the example with the continuing education, This individual just hadn't checked his emails in quite some time. And he's like, normally my old supervisor would call me. Well, my new supervisor never called me. Well, make sure you're checking your emails and dashboard on a regular basis to make sure that you're clearing out those items that are coming due, or if they are past due, get on them right away. The other suggestion I would give to our audience would be develop a relationship and rapport with your sales supervisor, with the broker dealer, with your OSJ within the broker dealer, or your OSJ that's an advisor associated. Develop a relationship with them so that he or she can get to know you. And so that when things do come up that become past due, you have a relationship with them enough that they're going to reach out to you proactively and say, Jeremy, you know what, this is coming due or this is past due. We really need to get this handled. Develop a relationship so that they know that you're not out there just doing what you want to do and trying to skirt the rules. It was an honest mistake. And when you have a relationship with those individuals, it can go a lot further than not even knowing your supervisor. And so to the audience, I would say we're going to cover this month, really get into depth about different scenarios and what to do. But what I would tell our audience is when something like this happens, don't panic. It's not going to do you any good to panic. It's not going to do you any good to just bow down to your broker dealer. Make sure that you're leaning on experts like the Trusted Vision team or many others out there so that you are protecting your career long term, because I can't emphasize it enough. If you have something on your U5, especially if permitted to resign or termination for cause, it can be career ending for you in that nobody is going to take you. So I hope our audience found this valuable. I look forward, John, into digging into this topic more this month. If you have any questions or just want to talk through things, don't hesitate to call or text me 480-430-5012 or email me at info@trustedvisions.com. Hope everybody has a blessed week.